Hello!
Hello.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful week. I know it's a heat wave for most of us, so it's quite disgusting. So I hope you're not too disgusting this evening. Taking a shower, feeling good about yourself a little bit, and let's have some fun this week. Let me get you guys started since I don't have a whole lot. This week it's just been a lot of craziness. I know we had Melissa on last week, so I hung out with her a bit. We went to go see a Blackpink concert video thing on Sunday, so that was kind of interesting to see. She's a huge Blackpink fan, so I kind of just go there and have some fun. I don't know if you guys know who Blackpink is or anything. I've heard of them.
I'm sorry, no.
They're a Korean girl group, South Korean girl group. That's all it is. So like BTS, they're just a popular girl group, and so much like BTS, they have a lot of fandom merch and things of that nature. So they happen to have some kind of movie limited engagement type thing. So we went to that. So that was fun.
Neat.
But today I had found some fun Legos, which I'm sure some of you have seen. I finally got around to buying this Ahsoka like battle droid thing, mostly because I have the Roger Rogers in it, and I'm so excited for that. But the real prize is a couple of days ago, I had seen this on Shop Disney, and I was like, oh my God, I have to have this in my life. And I happened to come across it in Target, and I grabbed it and held it aside. I'm going to make myself big real quick for this.
Okay.
It is Thor's room in the Endgame movie where he's like at New Asgard and he's just like, you know, Fat Thor with Korg and Meek and all that stuff. I thought it was so hilarious. I had to get it. I was like, oh my God, this is like the best thing that I've had.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Like I couldn't believe it was like of all the things for them to create. It has like little pizza slices and fish and beer and all that stuff. I don't know. It's just hilarious to me. So I think it's just the best. So I can't wait to build that up and then put it downstairs in Gort's crap. And then he's going to be upset because it exists in our house.
Why would he be upset?
Well, he told me, he's like, no, that's stupid. It's a waste of like money. And I'm all like, but I want it. So
Isn't he a collector too? Like,
yeah.
All the money he spent on stuff, he can't talk.
Yeah, that's why he in the end when I was walking around with it, it's like, what do you have? And I'm all like, nothing. And he's all like, what is it? And I said he couldn't believe that it was there. I literally showed it to him a couple of days. So I'm really excited about that. Ams, how have you been?
Here. I don't know. I've been kind of up and down emotionally. No reason. I just was. So, but I think I'm better now. I think it's just career stuff. But what else did happen? Oh, here I will show an update on the wrap I was working on. I had to restart it because like I didn't have quite enough yarn. So I'm like almost done with it. It's like can't put it on the whole screen. And it's huge.
Make it bigger.
So yeah, thank you.
There.
And yeah.
No, it looks nice. I like the gradient like to it.
I love these colors so much. But oh no, I lost it. No wait, it's right there. Okay. I have this little marker here. I thought I lost it.
Like, no, it's gonna all get undone.
No, it's good. It's just to tell me like where to put certain stitches.
Okay.
But I'm almost done with that. I have like a little yarn ball left. I had to pull it out. Like I had to restart the whole thing. So it's been like I'm trying to update online, and I've just been telling people I'm sorry for the lack of updates. It's I had to do the whole thing all over. So there's that, and just trying to mill out commissions. Oh, maybe that's it. I'm like, I mean, I am getting stagnant again. Yeah, I'm just like feeling it. So I'm trying to find new things to do and keep myself going creatively. So, what else is there? Yeah, I think that's basically it. How about you, Lady Love?
I'm actually doing good. I actually had last weekend was kind of fun, packed because it was, of course, Jason's birthday. So that Friday, we went out to his mom's for dinner.
Okay.
And while we were out at his mom's, we get this message from Vanessa and Mike Kincaid. Apparently, they were in the area because Mike's band was playing. Because our county does a lot of like these concerts under the stars and stuff. So his band got invited to come down. So we went out because we were not far from it, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, they're a cover band, so they do a lot of covers and stuff. And the fun part is he actually did a shout out to me, Jason, and there was another guy there. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Saturday we went out to dinner for Jason's birthday. Our one friend, and we also met Anna and Russ for dinner.
Okay. Ooh. Awesome. So you did a lot of meeting everyone.
Yes. Sunday was just chill, not much. This past week's been chill. I've been doing some cleaning because I start back on technically tomorrow. I start back at work, but it's a work from home.
Okay. Is it like the pre-stuff before the kids? Like that type of thing? Okay, because I was like, Friday's an odd day.
It's like the staff meetings, getting the classroom prepped, all that fun jazz. But the fun part about cleaning out is I came across a gym.
Oh, okay.
I came across a tub of old McDonald's Happy Meal toys from the 90s.
Oh my god. That's like my favorite. I love that. Are there any nuggets in it?
I don't know if there's any. There's one that I found.
The nuggets were my favorite. They're my favorite.
Yes, I want to find more of those. Okay, here's the hat for it. Sorry, I'm digging through because you know. Oh yes, it's a partial.
Oh, look there. Oh, I had that one.
Man.
The band leader, the marching band leader.
Yeah, so I think I've got another tub somewhere stuff, but I'm talking about like, remember like the Animaniacs like cars that they flip.
Yes, I remember those. Oh my god.
I have all of those. I have like the Transformer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And a lot of this started was because for a late Christmas, early like birthday gift, my best friend, who's also a collector of like 90s toys, she actually found me some of the original McDonald's Transformer toys. So of course I'm like, oh cool. Yeah. And then I get told that we have like a bin full of them. So I was like, I need to find them.
Yes.
So of course that started on a quest. And then I've got more of these like the Darkwing, like the DuckTales toys.
Yes, I remember those too. Oh my god, I ate so much McDonald's. Like it's knowing how much of the toys my mom. Yeah, no wonder I love McDonald's so much.
I got some of the like Kermit toys, like the
I don't remember those ones, but Kermit, the Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies, yes.
Okay.
Oh, and then I also found the old McDonald's Barbies.
Oh yes, wow. I remember those.
Like some of the ones with like the actual hair, and then the others were like all plastic. You know, these.
Yes, I remember those.
I mean, I
my
have
mom was a huge Barbie person, so of course, if they had the McDonald's Barbies, I was definitely getting McDonald's a lot for all those.
And then I found, oh Jesus, I had an Aladdin like play set that's in here. Some other Barbie stuff. I found I had a big Barbie caboodle.
Okay.
And then I'm actually giving that to my cousin. He's got some daughters, so I was like, they can have that. But I also found a smaller caboodle. I was like, I might have to keep that for myself. But
do you make caboodles anymore?
Yes, you can. Okay. They are starting to make them again.
Interesting.
But now that I look at them, I'm like, they're kind of small. I mean, they're still good sizes, but I don't think you could fit a lot of like the pallets we have now.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, that was my big fun was finding these toys, and now I'm wanting to find more, see what else, what other gyms are.
Other transforming ones? Because I know that I had one. I forgot its name, but I guess it was just called like Dinobot. It was like this sort of raptor sort of toy. I think it was McDonald's.
And then I have this one. It's the steak.
Okay.
The steak that transforms.
So many random ideas that they used to do. Yeah, with like legs and arms. Oh my god.
And then what was one of the other ones that was kind of like random. Sorry, I'm just digging through this like plastic bag.
No worries.
Let me try to find a picture what I'm talking about.
And like the milkshake. I mean, I don't think they come with toys like this anymore.
No, like put you bigger, yeah. It's like a dinosaur in there, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah,
like
Yeah, it's kind of like a dinosaur and like a milkshake, like a strawberry milkshake or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it was like still, it's like the McDonald's food being a toy. Like,
and there's like
guys and all that.
There's like a sandwich on rollerblades.
I love it.
So yeah, good old 90s. Good old 90s nostalgia. So what about you, Ams? Like, I know you got a bin full of goodies.
Yeah, hang on. I'm trying to. There you go. I'm just gonna share my screen of what I'm talking about. For it was McDonald's toy. It was like Transmetal Transformers, and it was just called Dinobot. But I had that. I don't know where he is, but he's somewhere. But I absolutely love this one to pieces. Like, he was so fun. I remember I would play with him in my bathtub, and he just like went with me everywhere. I don't know why I printed on him, but I guess that should have been my sign that I was gonna like eventually hit Transformers later in my life. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I will try to find him. He's somewhere. I swear, he's somewhere. But
well, see, that's some of the interesting thing. I never really got so much because there would be the boy and girl ones. Sometimes there was just the universal toy ones, which are like the Nuggets and the Shake Transformers and stuff like that. But like the dinosaurs and stuff, those would tend to be the boy toys. I always went with the girl toys. I don't think that my mom would have told me if I wanted the boy toy. She wouldn't have said no or anything of that nature. But I always was more inclined to pick whatever the girl toy was at the time.
I was more on the boy toy side because I was also that type of kid that liked Legos and Bionicles. Do we remember Bionicles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I love those things. Here I'll try and find another picture, but here we go. Bionicles were how would you describe it, Bethany? Well, I'm trying to search.
Oh god. I remember the name. I don't know if I could put a description unless you could find one. I know, I know as soon as I see it, I'll be like, yes, because I recognize the name.
Here we go. There was, I'm trying to remember the name. I think I sold. There you go. I think I sold or like gave away like one of mine's. Look at me. I am so unprepared. I'm so sorry, people.
Oh my god.
Here, get a good picture. There we go. How about you? And don't care. Oh gosh. Oh no.
Well, you see it. Well, how would you describe it?
Here. Hang on. Sharing screen. There we go. I get it. Disclaimers. Stop showing me things. There you go. There's the Lego site for the they called it the Co-Rock, whatever, these like interesting things. And
so it's a Lego style toy.
Yeah, it's a Lego toy, and it was just like this whole. They had this mythos of like there were like these different elemental warriors on this island called Matanui.
And don't they have like almost like motor parts to them almost?
Some of them like launch things. Some of them, like this one, I think he had a little mask inside his head that you could open up and put in. And this is the one. Yeah, there you go. 2002 is when it came out. Ooh, I had him. I had like all their different types. It super fun. It was like more of like a boy toy, but I was just like, oh my god, it's so amazing. I love it. So,
see, by 2002, I was high school, so
I was in middle school.
I was in college.
There you go. There's my age, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's my age. I was like college. I graduated in 01, so I was college. That's probably explained why I didn't know that so much, because I was already out of toy mode in that end. I'm back into toy mode, but there was those college years or whatnot when you feel like you aren't those toy things. I don't know if everyone in this community ever went through that phase from it, but high school,
I think everyone kind of did.
Yeah, the high school is like trying to be cool and in and whatever type of stuff. And the only thing that I did like, and as I think I've talked about in the past, I was into Pokemon, mostly because I liked Pikachu and Eevee. So I was into that in a sense. And surprisingly, my friends were all kind of cool with it, but they weren't into it. So it wasn't something that I could necessarily share with them in particular, but I just remember that was something that was kind of like my side thing. But I did hide my love for like Sailor Moon, because that happened in high school too. That I didn't really share. I think it's because no one really knew what I was talking about, and it was just kind of like not as popular or known. Now, I mean, like you say Sailor Moon, anyone knows what it is, but back then it was just on Toonami or something, and so like unless they were watching that, they weren't picking that in particular. Right. So everyone kind of looked at me like, Sailor Moon, what is this weird ass shit type thing? And I'm like, I'm over here. That's cool.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was kind of like, wasn't ostracized, but I definitely stood out, but in like more of an outcast way, because I didn't really like fall with like the girls or the boys. It was just like me. So it's just like, all right, these are just toys I find fun. So I guess like, when it comes to like Lego, like I was also in like compared to the other girls I was friends with at the time, like I was into Gundam as well, and it's like no one was really into Gundam. I'm like, all right, cool, great, I guess that's me. So
very interesting selection as a kid from it.
But then I have these in my lap. I can't believe I still have them. I'm happy I do. I did collect TY Beanie Babies. They're really cute. I'm gonna try look at the tag, and oh my god, they're so faded now. Because this one's name is Pegasus. Because of course, as a kid, I was like, I don't want those tags. But now I look at it back now, and I'm just like, I wish I kept the tags, because I had the year and the name. And what was I thinking?
Well, you were a kid, and that's the thing, is that I don't think, yes, Beanie Babies at their height was all collectibles, but I mean, to be honest, their intention was not necessarily to be a collectible, I think. They were designed
as a toy.
Yeah, they are a toy, which, a lot of collectibles are, but they were probably for kids and the joys of collecting. And that's what I was going to kind of say. You guys talked about the McDonald's toys, and I think something that I had reflected when we were talking about it before the show was, I think that's kind of the start for a lot of our generation on what collecting is. Like, my mom did collect Barbie dolls. That was kind of like the thing that she kind of grew up with. There's various Barbies, but there wasn't really a whole lot for her growing up as what would probably be seen as your traditional collectible outside of baseball cards and coins and stamps and the old school style collecting, but it being a toy style collecting. And I think our generation got more of that. And I think they probably got into us because McDonald's Toys was a cheap way of a collecting item toy versus paying, I don't know how much toys were back then. I wouldn't know. I'm sure they're maybe like $5 a toy. I'm sure they're not 20 like now, but I'm sure 5 was quite a bit back in, at least in my age when I was a kid. And stuffing. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, I also have, I think this was a BK toy, but I have her, if you remember from The Lion King, the second
Nala?
one.
Oh, the second one. Oh.
That wasn't Nala, it was Kobu's mom. I forgot her name.
Okay.
Okay.
I got her, I don't know if it was a McDonald's or Burger King toy, but look at how faded the tag is. You can't even make it out. Look at that. She's just been in a bag for God knows how long. And I have these little guys too, and the same thing. Yeah, like one of them. I can't
the McDonald's. Was it the teeny beanie babies?
Yeah. The swirl Beanie Babies.
Yes, and they are pretty. You can hear
the craze that went through, like
yeah, exactly, just the same as the regular Beanie Babies. They were just his own thing. My mom said that because she got into the Beanie Baby craze, and that she would go to McDonald's on new Beanie Baby days, and there'd just be a line of people ready for like, I would need to know what the new launched one is, and it was just crazy. What would you guys say about the McDonald's toys being like a starter collector habit?
Oh, I love it. Yes.
I think it fits. I mean, think about it. You get one out of a collection, and you need to get the rest of the collection. I mean, you can't just have one out of, however many. So it's that I need to get them all.
When it comes to collecting, you don't have to worry about keeping them like a lot of, I feel like with a lot of collectors now, it's like, oh, I have to keep this super safe and protected. Like, these are straight up toys. They're like super cheap plastic that like you paid how much for your Happy Meal, and it just like comes with it. Like, okay, so you have to worry so much about, preserving the integrity of it or not breaking it. I feel like it's a lot more fun that way, and it helps like segue kids into that. Like, oh yeah, I really like that. Maybe I want more of that. They didn't used to be.
Nowadays, I would definitely agree.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
Like those little chicken nuggets. I had one of those when I was a kid. I don't remember. I think I got rid of it. I either gave it to my sister or got rid of it. But I remember having one of those as a kid, and they were just like this robust little thing,
I mean, all the ones that I have here. Yeah. I mean, they're 20-something years old.
Yeah.
And I played with them, and they still look in good condition. Yeah, a little
wear on them. Probably the paint, a little paint, a little bit, but a lot of it is colored plastic. So
poor Bugs' ears has been, slightly chewed on. That was probably me.
It's okay.
But I mean, they're still in really good condition for their age, and I don't think you always see that nowadays. Yeah, some of them are a little, have some like, the lettering and the stuff is worn a little. Like the quarter pounder is a little.
Oh, the quarter pounder!
Oh my god, that's so cool.
It's a little got some wear on it, but then again, this was back when these were like styrofoam. So
that's what I was gonna say. It's like a time capsule in that sense, because now it's all the cardboard because it has to be recyclable. Back then, recycling wasn't a thing.
So it kind of like still looks like the styrofoam, where like the lettering was still kind of faded.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think their toys have definitely, quality has gone down from what it was back in like the 80s and 90s.
Well, that reminds me, I need to find this for Max, but he wants to, just for like nostalgic purposes, because like I think when he was like a kid, he remembers them from like specific McDonald's, but some McDonald's actually did have ashtrays like at the tables, and like,
I remember
McDonald's themes. So like Max was like, oh, I just want to like just to have like, we don't smoke at all, but it's just like such a part of history.
And they used to have flowers on the table.
Oh wow!
Because I remember, and I actually remember going into McDonald's around here, and they would have the smoking section and the non-smoking section.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's so weird to think about.
Yeah.
Like a lot of restaurants, they still have those nowadays. Actually, they still have those. Well, I mean, I remember around here we have a Bob Evans that my mom worked at decades ago, and I remember when the non-smoking section and the smoking section was separated. I think they still have the sign up, but maybe they don't. Like I remember it so vividly. Like the partition wall is still there, but they took down most of it, so now it's just all the same restaurant. It was just like.
Because I thought Maryland is gone completely. I mean, when I went to school up in Maryland years ago, it was like everything was like non-smoking.
Yeah.
And that was when I was up there going to school down here in Virginia. You could still smoke in bowling alleys.
Yeah.
And there was a bowling alley not far from campus that always did like college night, cheap bowling for college students. And everyone was like, "Yo, we're going." I'm like, No, I don't do bowling. And they're like, "So like, why don't you do bowling?" I'm like, "I don't want to come back smelling like cigarette smoke. They're like, they're not allowed to smoke in there. I was like, I'm coming. I was like, completely different than, Virginia, because in Virginia you could still smoke in bowling alleys, and now of course it's all
everywhere. Not in that sense. Though all the smoking areas would be the outside patio and stuff of that nature, which I think mostly is just a thing for like bars. I mean, even restaurants with outdoors, you still don't smoke there. I think bars is probably the only place that you really get that smoking.
No.
Okay.
Not around here, Not around here.
Really? Even with the bars, you have to walk out of the bar, not in the patio areas? Wow.
I don't know. Usually they have a designated, like, smoking area outside.
Yeah. It just seems very interesting to think that back in the day it was just such a smoking just was an area.
You could light up anywhere.
Yeah. And it's just like, it kind of just seems so it's like, did you really like need a cigarette at that exact I'm not a smoker, but did you really need it so badly to be able to have it while you're in the middle of eating dinner? Like the drinking one I can understand, because most people like to smoke while drinking. It just is a common thing. I know many people who are social smokers, so they only smoke when they're having a drink and hanging out with friends, but they won't smoke otherwise. And that kind of logically seems to make more sense, but not at like a restaurant where I would think that it gets everywhere and people are eating and it just like it being your food. Like, I don't know. Well, it just seems weird.
Here's the thing. I learned this from my family members, because I have family members that still smoke heavily, and they've like starting to try to, wean themselves from it and go off smoking. It dulls your senses so much that like I had my uncle, he was like, oh my God, my clothes stink.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, he never noticed before. So like it just like it dulls your senses so much you don't even notice it. So like outside looking in as a non-smoker, of course you're gonna go, oh my God, that's gross. Why would you like even do that? But to them it's like second nature.
Yeah.
So, it's just so interesting. It's
no, but I mean,
oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I think, segueing back, like I think toys, even back in the 90s, just general toys, I think we're just built a lot better than I think some of what we get now.
Yeah.
Unless you're willing to shell out a lot of money for the higher quality collectible stuff.
Capitalism.
I mean, even like stuffed animals, I feel like were better quality back in the 90s. There was more sturdy, better stuffing. Then again, half that stuff is probably considered a fire hazard or a choking hazard.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s than it is now.
I also think some of that plays into some of the demand. Like sometimes a toy is really popular. Some of those things get made faster in a sense. And so that, of course, that can affect some kind of the quality, especially if there's a specific toy for the holiday year or whatnot. But some of the stuff that Gort shows me is like, plastic being an expensive thing, and they're trying not to be as expensive as a toy. So of course they do what they call it waffling of like a toy. Like essentially there'll be an area and it won't be solid. It won't be a solid piece of plastic, but instead they cut holes in it, but there'll be like a line and then it'll be like a hole, like a waffle, in essence, to save on the plastic rather than it being a solid plastic mold. Which of course means that it makes it cheaper because it's less plastic being stored in those areas. But of course that makes it look cheaper, and it doesn't have quite durability as well. So it's kind of. Do
we want to go into that? Because we could talk also about like U.S. toys versus like Japanese toys. Oh my God! And seeing like my husband Max, he like loves getting like certain Japanese toys and like figures. And the quality on them is so night and day. Like, let's for instance, it's Super Sentai in Japan, but it's Power Rangers here.
Yeah.
Seeing the Megazords side by side, I'm just like, whoa. Like, there's like the Japanese ones are so much more involved. They have more weight to them. Like, it's like it feels like it's gonna last. But then you like look at its American counterpart, and you're just like, ew.
I mean, we could also talk about like the third party compared to the mainstream.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge debate within, of course, our husbands' collection between with Transformers is
we could talk for a week about
Hasbro's compared to Fan Toys or
that reminds me.
Some of the other third parties.
I'm talking about third party. I forgot the name of them, but well, when I was more into My Little Pony when it came out, the fourth generation, I always hated it. I was just like, oh, I'm hopping on the Hasbro hate train because Max has been on there for God knows how long because Hasbro owns My Little Pony and Transformers and other titles. And Hasbro just somehow just always does a shit job most of the time when it comes to their products. And with the My Little Pony figurines, they they have those cutie marks on their butts, right? They wouldn't print them on both sides. And I was just like, why? I get you're trying to save money, but why? So I can only pose it in this very specific position. That's not okay. And they kept on doing it. They didn't stop. I'm like, why? And then you have this third party person. They make it was more like a sculpture instead of a figurine, but it was more accurate. And I'm just like, why is this so hard to do? I don't understand. Why, Hasbro?
I know. I hope I haven't been somewhere that still has my Little Ponies because I had a huge collection of them. I couldn't tell you which ones they were, but they were the ones with the actual hair, the mane and the tail.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, and you might know, but I had this one figure. I don't know if this was a My Little Pony or part of the My Little Pony or not.
Well, when it comes to the older stuff, I don't know too much.
Okay.
We really get into Generation 4. So
see again, I am all because it is a Hasbro from '86.
Well, take a picture, send it to me. Maybe I'll show Max because he's a whiz when it comes to old toys, random. Here you go. What's this?
I could probably just look it up, but this was one that I ran across, and I was like, was this a My Little Pony? I was like, I can't remember because it doesn't have any the stamps on the My Little Pony on the butts. Mm-hmm. But I know there were other characters within My Little Pony that were not ponies.
Oh yeah,
especially the older one. But it is a Hasbro and it's from '86.
Mm-hmm. I actually did try watching. I'm still trying to go through it, but the original My Little Pony series. There's so many different creatures. I'm just like, what?
You're watching the original 80s,
the original,
or 90s?
Yes, 80s.
Where are you watching it off of? Those trolls.
Oh my god, it's this random free website.
Okay.
I forget what it's called.
I had ones that had the little jewels, especially.
Yeah, I know I had some of those, but I can't remember. Care Bears.
Care Bears. Wait, that's an elephant.
Yeah, so it's an elephant though.
But they did have other
Care
animals within Care Friends within the Care Bears.
I don't know if that's what they're called. I just said that.
Who's your favorite? Sound off. Mine's Grumpy.
I am not a huge Care Bear fan. I had one of the movies that they had. It gave me nightmares, and I didn't really like them after that.
I'm sorry.
I can't remember.
It was the color movie. The movie there was no color or something like that. And ever since then, I did not have good times with them.
I remember there was a Christmas one. It was a Christmas movie with the Care Bears. It had the two, the boy and the girl in it. I can't remember. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go back and try to find it.
It's one of those since it's scared. I just fell out of that fandom completely. Never followed it. I remember some of my old fandoms were I would not be able to tell you anything about them now because I was a kid, but it would have been Rainbow Bright and Strawberry Shortcake, and those ones. Those are the ones that I remember. I used to always love watching, but today I would not be able to know because I didn't stick with them. They were more my younger ones.
My mom shared her Strawberry Shortcake doll with me. I only like the doll. I don't think I ever saw the series, but she gave me the doll, and I was like, it's so cute. And she's how would you describe it? Those dolls that have they're not posable, but they're just completely plush, and they're just kind of floppy and stuff like that. She had yarn hair instead of
Raggedy Ann.
Kind of similar to Raggedy Ann. It was like in that same style, but it was a strawberry shortcake doll, and she had this cute little bonnet too.
Yes, we had one of those.
Probably because it was. I think you were.
It was like a rag doll.
Yeah,
the rag doll.
Oh, there you go. I'm sorry.
Probably because of the pink color, so they made it like probably a pink because she had pink hair, right? Because so they made it like a pink.
Yeah, it was like a pinkish reddish.
Yeah,
sort of.
Yeah.
So it's probably rather than making the hair, it's probably easier just to make it yarn so it could be the color.
It was so nice.
Well, and those were really popular at that time.
They remade it too. Well, I'm sure they remade dolls, but they did they remade the series. I forgot how old it is now.
A couple of years. I remember seeing it like pop up on any troubles like that. Some of those which is good for the new generation of kids, but like I see them, I was like, oh, it just doesn't look the same. I was like, it
doesn't have that grainy nostalgia that we're used to.
Exactly. Which I understand. They don't want to make it the old crappy looking version. They always have to update it. So that's why I can't necessarily hate on it in that sense, but it's just like it's still not the same. But like when I think I talked about the Chip and Dale one that they're doing as new, it's like, oh my god, that looks like they made like Chip and Dale. They looked the same. It's just that Dale had the red nose and the 2 buck teeth type thing. They made him look like a doop-de-doo type character in the new style. And it's all like, I know he was like a dumb character, but like they made him like look like a dumb character. I was like, no, they look the same. He just has the red nose and the buck teeth. I was like, you didn't need to do that. Like,
yeah,
no.
I get it. I might need to watch it though, because we saw a clip from that new series where he oh my god, they're just like I guess it was like Dale thought that Chip murdered someone. Like this is a kid show. I was like, what?
That's what I'm saying. They made him
like dragging a bag, and there was like this blood red stain going behind him, but it was really just berries. So.
Yeah, but still, it seems a little extreme.
I know.
For a type of character. I don't know.
Or I guess maybe that's how the generations are nowadays. They're just like
they desire violence. They desire violence. And murder mysteries. They watch Law and Order SVU and they need to be able to be entertained by their cartoons.
That's my mom to a T. I don't get it. Like she listens to all this depressing stuff. And I'm like, how do you live, man? He's so cute.
Oh my god! No, but you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he looks similar to Chip though. Like he wasn't like a big old like. He just had the red nose and the 2 buck teeth. That's all.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's so awesome. Oh, I'm jealous you have that. I'm so jealous you have that.
So cute.
And at first I was like, oh, maybe I'll sell them. And then Chase was like, no, you're not getting rid of any of these toys.
Yeah, no.
And now that I look at them, I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. I can't get rid of them. Too much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was finding some as like you guys were talking, and they're freaking like metal toys.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're actually metal, and I'm like, you don't get that anymore.
No. Well, you had to think slides used to be metal, and that I remember seeing one of those like meme type things. Is all like these kids don't really know the struggle of a frying pan on a hot day and trying to slide down and burning your skin off type situation. and then you slide into a pile of rocks. Like,
see, like this is metal. This is freaking metal. It's not plastic. It's metal. Yeah. And where's the other one? I was just like, I couldn't believe.
Last.
Yeah. Oh. Like, this is metal.
Oh, the bear from that's from
it's still DuckTales, right?
No, Spin.
Tailspin or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the poor little spinner here. You obviously
but it's metal on the actual plane itself.
The plane is actual metal. I mean, and think about as kids, we threw this shit around.
Yeah.
We threw
not only that. They probably can't do it as metal because kids put their mouths on everything. So of course they're like, oh, the kids are gonna chew on this metal stuff is better for them to chew on plastic.
Obviously, the little thing here and propeller got chewed on. I think I probably chewed on that.
That's one of the other like memes that I've seen. I forget what it was. I think it's a Barbie. Someone was showing like all the Barbie accessories. Like, remember these accessories you used to get? And like it was like Barbie shoes or something like that. It's like, oh, I really want to chew on those like right now. Like it's something I feel like I have to put in my mouth. And it's like weird like things that you just
brushes.
Something like that, like weird things that people used to chew on. Like that's the thing. But then they see it and their first inclination is like, I want to chew on that. It's such a weird thing, but it makes sense because we as kids would chew on those weird toy pieces and stuff. It's not so we can't use metal anymore.
Or you see it and you're instantly like your feet hurt because you remember stepping on it.
Well, that's the thing. The chewing on the toys, I think that's just a leftover baby thing because that's what babies do as part of their figuring it out. If you hand a small baby something, one of the first things they do is put it in their mouth. And it's a sensory type thing, getting used to all those type of things. And the taste happens to be one of them and all that. So, of course, as children, putting shit in our mouth and up our nose and all that type of stuff being such a thing.
I never did the nose thing. Chewing, yes. The nose.
I never did the nose myself, but I definitely did like picking my nose in probably inappropriate spots more. So,
do you guys remember when Barbie went from like the solid plastic bodies to the like more rubber, like bendable bodies? Do you remember that?
Yeah, where it had like little wires on the inside, so you could try to kind of move them. But I felt like it never
weird, like silicone type.
Yeah, but I felt like it never did what it was supposed to. Because like the knee, it was supposed to make it so like it wasn't a joint on the knee, but you used the metal that was in the leg to make the knee bend.
I remember the joint.
Yeah,
it was in the waist too. So like
I never got them to stay there. Yeah, I never could get mine to like stay that way. Maybe mine was defective or something.
Or I got one of the new ones. And I was like, wow, this is weird. No, like so just like spooge around her stomach. I'm just like, this is so interesting. Yeah, like she'd have like this weird sort of like rubbery silicone type material for her stomach, and you could bend it and such. And then I always found it satisfying to bend the knees because it was like a pop. Yeah, you're breaking it almost, but it's like So
I found some I found a Barbie and I found like a tub of clothes and I was like, oh my god, these are so like 80s and 90s style clothes.
I think one time I tried to give my Barbies their own clothes. I don't know, I'm trying to remember. I think I tried to take one time I took a washcloth and wrapped it around her and then took some type of string. So she it was like a makeshift dress.
Like toga
taking
style.
Old socks and cutting the toes off and using it as a dress.
I think I used to do that. I'm trying to remember. I never cut their hair.
Expensive little sets.
I never cut their hair. I was always afraid to. I'm like, if I cut her hair, that's it forever. She doesn't grow it back. So I just carefully brush, and then that's it.
Oh, all of the Barbies that I found, the hair is poof.
Yeah. Well, I mean what is it called? Synthetic fibers of that hair doesn't really hold up. But apparently you can put it in hot water and that can help a lot of that stuff.
I think you can condition it. You can put hot water and condition it and that's supposed to relax it.
Yeah, they would fray out for me, almost like 80s hair at the bottom. It would be smooth and then so try to brush
kind of
it.
My hair now.
I know. I'm sorry.
Kind of what my hair does now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sucks.
I need a haircut.
You do?
I haven't had a haircut in a while. But I also found because my 2 American Girl dolls are up in a closet, but I found my sister's American Girl doll, and apparently with them you can actually take them to a store and have them refurbished.
That is pricey. Fancy.
But it's one of those for it to last. Because American Girl dolls are never cheap. But
now I'm gonna go through my own stuff. I'm sorry, not to cut you off.
You can have the hair cleaned and back in the original style it came. They'll clean the face and the body. If there's any tears in the body, they'll fix them. Because it's that doll kind of body. It's stiff.
Okay.
But then, like, the arms and the legs and the head are the plastic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I never had one, so I'm like, they were always too expensive, so I was just like, whatever. I'm just stuck with my own dolls. Now I want to go through all my old stuff. I had a few things here in my lap. I'm like, here's some things I have. There's some old things that are just like literally like not even 6 feet away. But now I want to go through my stuff because I have pillow pets. When pillow pets were like really a thing, I have those guys. I remember going to Disney World. Yeah, it was Disney World. It was in Florida. And I got an Eeyore pillow pet. It was so cute because he also has Velcro on his tail, so you can pull it off.
Okay.
I love it so much. And I have so many of those. You should see. Like, I have giant vacuum bags in storage. Like, at least 4 of them. The giant ones. Stuffed with plushies. I'm a plushie collector, unfortunately. And I still love plushies.
You need to get one of those special hammocks. Those hammocks that people put up, like on the corner of, a room, and then it's just pile up all your plushies.
Yeah. Because now I have a giant Squishmallow. Oh my god, Squishmallows are so amazing.
They're addicting. I already have 3.
Oh my god, Grims. Oh my god, they have Nightmare Before Christmas ones now. And they have
wait. Yes. Where are they? They're out now?
They're in Kroger. I'm not sure
if
you have one. Yeah. But apparently there's Oogie, there's Jack, there's Sally, and Zero.
Grims is like, I will send you money, you go buy all of them.
I have to see if maybe my Costco has them, maybe. Because that's where I got all my Squishmallows from, is Costco. Although I have seen them out and about, like in some of the other stores, but then they're in like resale stores, so of course there's a markup price on it. But damn it, I know there's like Night Before Christmas, but I've also seen the Halloween collections coming out too, like that they're supposed to be coming soon. So if they're out already, I'm behind the game. I need to go find. No, I may have to go to get up early and go look for it or something. I'll see.
Another toy I just found. It's the mirror from Beauty and the Beast.
I might have had that at one point. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the one where you like push the button.
Does it light up?
And it like lights up and like you see like something in like the mirror part.
Or no, me, I didn't have that, but I do remember the commercial for it. Oh my god. You unlocked a memory. Holy crap.
Yeah. And then these, I don't know, I can't remember what they're from, but I kind of remember them, and they were the coolest thing. They're these little, like, monsters, and they come apart, and, like, you can, like...
Interesting. Oh, like you can mix pieces up and make your own, like...
Yeah, they're, like, pieces, and you can, like, change them up.
I think I vaguely remember seeing those.
Oh, yeah. Neat.
I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot these. Like, it's amazing what you remember when you go through shit.
Oh, you just reminded me one other thing when you mentioned your little monster toy. Do you guys remember Betty Spaghetti?
I know of it.
Oh my god. I think Max recently found like a Betty Spaghetti doll for me. Because it was like one of those things. She was like this noodly figure that you would like put together yourself with like different accessories. You can mix and match their body parts, and she had like this sort of like plastic spaghetti hair that you could just do up however you wanted to. Like, that was one of my favorite toys as a kid. I remember I was just like, oh my god. And
there's another toy that I need to try to find. It was like this cupcake doll, and it looked like a cupcake, so it had the cupcake thing, and then there was like a lid that looked like a cupcake top, and you folded it out, and it was a dress, and then the top was a hat, and there was one. I think it was chair. It was like the best one, but they had like a few different and they actually smelled like the cupcake.
Oh, that's so neat.
And I remember having them. I know I had the cherry one. And now I'm like, I need to find them. I need to find them and get
I just want to go through my stuff now. Crap. Oh, man. Oh, I just want to... Oh, God. tomorrow. I mean, I might just take a day and just go through stuff, take pictures.
Just start pulling down containers. What's in this? I mean, it forces you to go through shit.
It's good, yeah, definitely. I do have I should have shared this earlier, but I do have my own pin collection. I think I need a cork board for it, but look at this monstrosity.
Oh my god, are those the pins from like
Look at that. A lot of them are from Loot Crate when I used to have Loot Crate. But there's like so many. And I'm trying to like single out one out, but there's a little Pusheen one.
I saw your Hydra pin.
Hydra one, yeah, that was also from Loot Crate. It was just like one of them.
So speaking of Hydra, have you guys watched the new Marvel's TV show on Disney Plus?
The What If. I haven't gone around to it, and I forgot that was being released. I hadn't gone around to watching it.
I saw it.
Good.
Is it the Captain Carter one?
Yes.
Okay. I'll have to watch it.
Good. It is good.
Well, tomorrow is the last episode of Bad Batch, so we have to watch both of those tomorrow.
Ooh, there you go.
I have Court bitch about Bad Batch.
Oh, he hates it. He hates it. Showing the world. He hates it. I love it. I think it's great. I quite enjoy it. But he thinks it's a garbage fire.
Okay.
Apparently he's not alone.
Oh, do you guys remember this from the 90s? These little perler.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this thing is so old. And let me tell you, this thing I had on my backpack all throughout high school, it survived completely. It only like had a few of them like break off. This thing has survived through high school with me. I'm so impressed by it. And I have this thing from when I was in Girl Scouts, man. Look at this. Isn't it cool? I don't know what it is, but it's like such a cool pin. It's so cool. And I have like this whole like little box of things right here. So my grand plan is to take them all, put them in like a special frame, and go like, here, this is what this thing is, and this is what memory this is part of, and make it nice so I can hang it up instead of leaving it in a box to rot. So I'm trying to, because I have a lot of band stuff too. Oh my god. Like where is it? Here you go. When I went to New York in 2006, that was when I started high school. And we like played in the Nation's Parade. I think it was like Memorial Day, something like that. Yeah, I marched down New York City. It was so exhilarating and thrilling and amazing as just this little 14-year-old in another state. It was so awesome. That was such a great time. Oh, I'm so happy I went on those field trips when I was in high school. And I have like all these like pins and badges and whatnot. Oh my god. I just need to actually like find what to put them in and take time and frame them up. So there you go. There's like a little bit of my collection. I guess I should have came more prepared.
Mine was just a tub here that I was like too excited not to want to show. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait. Maybe I'll show some of them on the show. And then
Maybe we should do that every week. Just find like different parts of our old collections and go, here you go.
I would have to go and dig. I'm sure I could find some stuff.
I'd have to go, do some archaeological digging.
Jurassic Park style.
Make that a weekly goal. Like, make sure by next Thursday you have like at least something.
An old toy. I could try. I could see if I can find anything. I think a lot of it my mom potentially may have, in a sense. And I know I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff over time, not thinking in a collector's mind. Looking back on it now, it's just you get rid of it because it's just in the space and you're not playing with it or doing any of that. But I regret a lot of things that I no longer have, and it kind of sucks. I wish I had some.
I'm starting to as well. I have a lot of old Dr. Seuss books too. One of them is one of the banned ones now too. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I guarantee you, I have some of those banned Dr. Seuss books.
I forgot which one it was. I think it was.
Because I have some of my parents.
The World one, Where We May Go or whatnot.
I think Miguel got Pool. Yeah, I had that one. Or I gave it to my sister. But yeah, that one was one of the banned ones. Because I think it was like, they're like Inuit fish in there. But they didn't think that was PC. So I was like, all right. So
I have a lot of my parents' Dr. Seuss books from like the 70s and 80s.
That's awesome. I kind of want to see more of his political cartoons before he did kids books. Kind of want to see those. Oh, what else is there? Oh, there's just so much I've collected over the years. Didn't realize like how much of a collector I was until I actually like thought about it and put it in perspective. So, yeah.
No, Ams, wasn't there something else you wanted to talk about on the show?
It's completely different, but do you guys want to hear about mushrooms? I mean,
sure, we can talk about mushrooms. That's fine.
The band substance in my house.
Yeah, we're not mushroom people either, so we can learn about them though. Yeah, we don't like mushrooms.
They are banned in this household.
Oh, duh, right? Because allergic, Jason can die. I'm sorry. I keep on forgetting too. I'm like, yeah, this is fine.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
That's why we carry around Benadryl. Lots of Benadryl.
Yeah.
Well, then I really do wonder. Then, could Jason take psilocybin? Would he react to that? I don't know. Psilocybin is the psychoactive in mushrooms, like the.
Oh yeah, no, that's how he found out he was allergic to mushrooms. Was doing shrooms. That's how he found out.
Really? Crazy thing is having a bad trip, but instead it's really just an allergy.
Well, no, he was tripping while having an allergic reaction.
That's tough.
Well, they've isolated it. I wonder if that would, if you would still get an allergic reaction to it or not. But regardless, I should have mentioned this in my intro of like, hey, this is what I did this week. But yesterday I watched this sort of like, I'm going to say quote unquote documentary. It was more of a film. It's on Netflix called Fantastic Fungi. And it was actually kind of eye-opening. It was really interesting. It was talking about, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I made my camera move. And it was so interesting. I just wrote down notes for it. Talking about like these people were like taking mushrooms and not only learning about them, but also learning how to like utilize them to help with the environment and also like health and overall like this one guy they had him like talk a lot in the film. His name is Paul Stamets. He's a mycologist. He has a lot of books out, and I can put this in the chat after I'm done talking about it. He's developed like several patents, and like one of the things that he developed was like a particular type of fungus that that would kill certain pests like termites or like different invasive bugs like ants and whatnot. They would like pick up the fungus and take it into their colony, wouldn't know that there was fungus there until it was too late and it would kill them. So like there's like natural ways of creating pesticides without any noxious chemicals. There's also, I think, the same guy, same company, they took fungus and tested it on like oil spills and to see if it would like absorb it up and like get rid of it. And actually, yeah, because that's what mushrooms do. They take dead matter and process it. They're at the last step of life. They just
makes sense. They're on rotting wood and things of that nature. A lot of it.
Yeah, I'm just like,
they're just porous, so they just take in whatever they're on.
A lot of them, since they're part of a different a genus, like there's bacteria, there's animals, and then there's fungi. Like they're completely different. They're just like they're not even part. They're part of their own like genus, and a lot of them have antimicrobial properties like penicillium. That is also a fungus, and people are now trying to find like the next penicillin, like the next fungus that'll have the same sort of like antiviral and antibacterial properties. Like it's just amazing. Like I definitely, if you have Netflix, I definitely suggest that you would give this a watch. It's like an hour and a half long. It was so cool. They were also like doing studies on like terminal cancer patients and giving them psilocybin, and apparently it like elevated their moods and it helped alleviate their depression and their anxiety. They started loving life more, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is so cool. You're taking like psychoactive drugs and helping people. What is this? What is happening? It is so cool. Oh my god. So now I'm like really curious about mushrooms now.
I mean, you could say the same thing with like a lot of drugs nowadays that were once considered a recreational and finding the health benefits to them.
They actually found out that some mushrooms, I think, they tested it in mice, but it seems like some mushrooms actually do repair neurological pathways and encourage neurogenesis in the brain. I'm just like, what? Mushrooms? Just mushrooms? What? The ones that don't kill you? Like it's so fascinating. So now I'm just like, I think I actually want to like delve deep. May not become a mycologist, but just learn more about mushrooms and how beneficial they can be. Oh my gosh.
Well, there's this one girl on TikTok that like does like nature walks and stuff, and then she talks about various plants and how like certain ones are edible and some are not, and their benefits from it. If I ever come across her again, I'll have to share her with you.
Ooh, in particular. Yes, please. She might be the same person I'm thinking of.
Maybe like she's a little nerdy or whatnot from it, but she's like so excited when she's like looking at some like plants or something of that nature. But I remember seeing, I was all like, I wish I had that type of passion. Like I get excited about certain things, but that is its own type of passion. Plus, it's knowledge too, which I think is really cool.
Just foraging in general, yeah. Like that's what makes me kind of want to go out. I'm like, I want to just discover these plants. That just sounds fun. Like there's this random plant that you could just eat.
Yeah, let's just go to a random plant and put it in our mouth and see if we die or not.
Not random, but you know what I mean. Obviously.
I mean, nowadays, is there a way, like, I mean, realistically, there's got to be a way where if they could test these things beforehand to see how, like, if they're poisonous to humans without having to eat them? Is there something? Is there, like, a chemical? I never thought of it in a sense. I mean, that is the original way of finding out is if I eat it, do I die or at least vomit it from it? But is there a way to test these things beforehand to see if it's edible or not? You know, like
I'm sure there is, because I'm sure you just go the chemist route and just take like a sample of it and like break it down and see what chemicals are present in there. I'm sure.
But like, I don't know. It just seems like it would almost be something like, because there's got to be like so many various things that are poisonous. Like is poison a specific thing, or is it just the way our body reacts to said thing? Like I don't know. I don't know.
Certain chemicals present.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, at least the knowledge that people have nowadays when it comes to foraging is from centuries of people going, will I die from this? Who knows? And then if they don't, they report it. Exactly. Like with tomatoes, for example, I thought that was so wild when I learned, because it's part of the nightshade family, right? And nightshade is poisonous. But someone went, I'm gonna try a tomato. If I die, oh well. And they didn't die, and now we have tomatoes.
Well, there's like a lot of flowers that are considered poisonous, maybe not to us, but to other animals.
Oh, it's crazy. I hate how poison ivy is really only poisonous to humans. That's it. I'm so mad because this thing like grows everywhere, and and like bears and deer can eat the berries and the leaves. They're like, we're fine. But like a human touches it and will just break out into blisters and painful rashes.
It's like, just what? The oil touch is all we need from it. We don't even need to ingest it.
And it's not always like everyone's not allergic. I know some people who aren't allergic to poison ivy.
I want to be that person. I'm so afraid of it.
I mean, there's poison ivy, there's poison oak, there's poison sumac.
So many, man. And oh gosh, kudzu looks too much like poison oak. I'm so scared of it.
Like at least you don't live in like a place like Australia where everything tries to kill you, plants and animals.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh my
and where they
God.
have bugs that are like the size of a freaking head.
Dude, Australians have toilet spiders. They have actual toilet spiders that they go, hey, what's up? Because they keep them safe from the worst bugs. I can't, man. No. Like Australians are a different breed. I can't, man. No. But yeah, that was it. There was my mushroom story. I got enlightened, and now I like mushrooms more now. I liked them before, but now I like them more now. They've always been kind of eerie and kind of mystifying beforehand. Like there's some mushrooms who are like, yeah, they're blood red, or some of them like actually bleed. It looks like they're bleeding blood, but it's not blood. But it just looks so strange, almost like alien in a way.
I think why mushrooms are so fascinating to some people is because they're so old. They've been around for so long, and like everyone knows them from like lores and other things. It's like mushrooms was always a part of like diets for everyone.
Had like almost like a magical.
I was literally about to say magic mushrooms, but I was all like, no, that's just something stupid to like to say or whatnot.
No, yeah, they've got that mystical quality to them.
Always something that would be in like potions or something of that nature, like type thing. So they're something that's just seen as a lore, probably because, as you said, they absorb decay or live off of and stuff like that. So of course that seems to something that has harnessed said power or grows from that could potentially be a start of doing something, or if they're a thing in like a death draught or whatever you would want to call it or something. I'm sure that type of stuff. Like I definitely see them being a part of an apothecary style.
And they're so meaty. So people, they're a really good substitute for like a meat, because
they'll do it for burgers, right? Like instead of a burger meat, they'll do the specific
mushroom, the portobello mushroom.
Yes, correct.
It's so crazy how some mushrooms actually do taste like other meat. Like there are oyster mushrooms. Like they're called that because they taste like oysters.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's so crazy. And what else was I going to mention? Well, here's the slightly creepy part of mushrooms. They're literally everywhere. Like the spores are just, you breathe them in all the time. Like, how do you think mold starts growing on your food that you left, in your fridge for too long? Like it's been there. It was just waiting. I feel about that.
Yeah, like poor Jason. Like when it's rained really bad here, and we start getting like mushrooms start popping up out of the ground. He's like, I can't walk in the ground. He's like, I can't walk in the yard. He's like, you step on them, and they release spores. He's like, I can't walk in the yard.
Oh no. I need to find out, because I took a picture of it, but I found a mushroom in my yard that was like almost as big as my head, and it was white. It was like a big. What was it? What? Do you know the name?
No. But I was thinking like another part of like the lore of mushrooms is you get like the fairy.
The fairy rings.
Fairy rings.
Yeah. That's because I think because that like what you see the mushrooms, that's like basically the fruit. The mycelium is just like all underground. That's like the main body of the quote unquote plant, because they're not actually plants, but let's just say that to make it easier to understand. But yeah, the mycelium is all underground everywhere, like super prolific, and the mushrooms that come up are just basically just like the reproductive sexual organs and the fruit and just that part of it. Like that's just like a fraction of it. So the fairy rings are actually like the mycelium just spreading out in all directions, and the mushrooms pop up. I think they're cute as hell, though. I do love fairy rings. They're so adorable. I don't know if any of them are edible, but they're adorable.
Yeah, I don't know if those are edible.
That'd be like, that's one thing I'd like to learn as well. Is like which ones are edible, which ones aren't. So I don't want to die, obviously.
How about you stick to the ones that you can buy in the grocery store?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about you just stick to eating the ones you can get in the grocery store?
Yeah, right? Let the food industry pick for you already.
Yeah.
But I mean, try all those other ones, like the oyster mushroom and all that type of stuff. Because I know, like I talk about them all the time. But there's the series that Try Guys have that Ned has with his wife, and one of them was they mimic restaurants' foods, but they get permission with the restaurants, just like a series. It gives them a shout out. And so they'll go to the restaurant, they learn how to make it. But one of them was doing oyster mushroom burgers. So they wanted to show like being able to make burgers where you're not just eating the meat, but oyster mushrooms and how to be able to do that. That was my first real introduction to it. It was kind of interesting to watch it. Because what they did is they took it and then they put it in batter and they fried it. So it's kind of like they almost made it like a fried chicken. Is kind of how they put it as a close type of thing. And then one of the judges, they did it as a contest. They would have the main cook do it, but they would have 2 other people, and they had these 2 people who were their chicken lovers. They like fried chicken. They love fried chicken. Sorry, I didn't mean it a South Park version of a chicken lover, but they like fried chicken. And so they had it as like they were surprised how close it felt with the type of spices that were put into the batter that it tasted like fried chicken to them. So they were making fried chicken sandwiches essentially. So it's definitely something to look into. I'm sure it's probably more expensive. Yeah, probably to do, but at least a good healthy alternative to something. Well, I don't know about the oil portion, but something.
That reminds me, all those Impossible burgers you've been seeing that like BK has in the stores, they actually do use mushrooms. I forget what type of strain it is, but they use a mushroom to make up most of their product. That's how it has that sort of meaty texture and taste.
It's a good binder.
Yeah, I find that
mushrooms are a really good binder because they also some mushrooms. I watch a lot of Chaps, so I hear a lot of they talk about different stuff. Like there's some mushrooms where they either give off like an earthy tone, or some don't have much of a flavor, so they absorb whatever you put them into. They will absorb that taste. So they're like, when you have to be careful with using these mushrooms, depending on what you're using them in, because you'll lose that mushroomness to whatever you're making.
Neat. I find it weird they're little sponges, but it's kind of neat too. It's so cool. Now I want to go to the store and just get different mushrooms. I definitely want to try the oyster ones. Definitely. Ooh, that'd be fun.
You tell me how they are, because
I will. Yeah.
They don't come in. No type of mushrooms are allowed in this house. This is a mushroom-free house. So there was over the summer with the summer school, we had the all the teachers went back for the day before kids were coming, and it was kind of just to get stuff set up and go over stuff, and they ordered pizza, and one of them was a mushroom and green peppers, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have one because I can't have this at home.
You can't have this around. You might as well enjoy it.
I love that type of pizza. That's so good. Mushroom and green pepper. So yummy.
And I used to love getting a mushroom and chicken, and obviously I can't do that.
Yeah.
Well,
but is it come over you can't have it around? Like if you went to a restaurant and got a dish that had mushroom, is it more like or just he can't ingest it?
Depending on if we go to the hibachi, when we used to go to the hibachi restaurant.
Yeah, they mix.
We would usually say no mushrooms at all, depending on if sometimes they would cook the mushrooms in the back, because even being around while they were cooking was enough to release a lot of the spores and the oils that it would affect him. So a lot of times, if there was someone in the party and in the group or at the table who wanted mushrooms, we usually ask them is it okay if they're cooked in the back and brought out? Yeah. And not cooked here. And usually,
as long as it's not cooked around, but if it could be enough farther away. Okay.
And so usually, for the most part, they were okay with that because they understand. I mean, it's people with peanut allergies or something. You don't you don't want it around the person who's allergic. And I don't think we've ever really run into anyone that was
no, I'm mushrooms right now. Give me my mushrooms on this table.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that were just no mushrooms at all, or can you cook them in the back and bring them out?
Well, I think mushrooms are so odd end that most people don't actually like them. So I'm sure many of them just kind of just deal with it because it's a part of the meal, and rather than making the request. So it's probably nicer for some people. It's oh yeah, definitely no.
And he can't even have he he can't even have it cooked like in the same surface as mushrooms or with utensils because of the cross-contamination.
Yeah.
Even just that slight is enough to cause him to have issues.
Okay.
So a lot of times, like, there's dishes that he really likes that come with mushrooms, so we always say, no mushrooms, and the first thing we do when we get it is I look through and check to make sure there are no mushrooms.
Yeah.
Because there was one time it was out of noodles, and one of the dishes he really liked, I think they got rid of it, had mushrooms in it. So he was always like, no mushrooms, mushroom allergy, and we get it, and there's mushrooms on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I took it up, and I was like, there are mushrooms.
Yeah.
We said no mushrooms. Mushroom allergy.
Yeah.
No mushrooms.
Dead.
And they were like, oh, do you want us to, like, remake it? I'm like, yes!
Yeah.
Get rid of this and make a new one. No mushrooms.
Yeah.
Well, that takes me back because I mentioned noodles, and I remember whenever we had to deal with the anyone who had an allergy, like a food allergy, we would have to wash and disinfect our utensils before cooking.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
So like
I cared.
So like places like noodles, and I would always be like, I would like repeat it like 5 times. I'm like, no mushrooms, mushroom allergy, mushroom allergy, mushroom allergy, until I knew they actually swiped the allergy card.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if they're not going to swipe it.
Mushrooms. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, it wasn't an allergy card. It was the manager card. Because here's the fun thing about that. No, because here's the fun thing about that. Whenever you do food allergies at Noodles and Company, it's random. I'm sorry. It's just stuck in my brain. I can't get it out. But you have to like ask for the manager's approval so that the manager's aware, and so that nothing goes wrong with it, because then you can get in huge trouble. So that they would have to they press the button allergy aware, and the manager has to come over and swipe their card and go, okay, what allergy is it? And then the manager would monitor
the food to make sure it's safe and made,
but
properly.
Still, we got one dish that still had mushrooms in it.
Yeah, apparently that manager didn't care. That manager didn't care.
I was like, there are mushrooms. And I was like, are you sure? I was like, these are mushrooms. Trust me, I know what mushrooms look like because I am hyper aware.
Yeah. And that's why I mentioned like a lot of dishes have mushrooms in it, because like I'm like thinking back a lot, like 3 of the most popular dishes had mushrooms. Like the penne rosa, pesto cavatappi. That was the penne rosa that he liked?
Penne rosa was his favorite, and I think they got rid of it. Like, they've gone through and changed their menu.
They did not get rid of it. No, they would not get rid of the penne rosa. That was the most popular thing.
I think they did. I mean, they went through and look up their menus. They have changed so much. Like, they got rid of the buttered noodles.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Because unless it was just the one we were at. But they got rid of like the buttered noodles, so they got rid of like the stroganoff. I think they got rid of the penne rosa.
That is not possible. They would not get rid of the stroganoff. What?
They still had like the pad thai.
What happened?
I don't know, but like the noodles we went to, and it was one we used to go to a lot. Their menu, like I walked in thinking like, okay, I know what I'm getting, and I just quickly looked at the menu and I went, I don't know the menu.
Like, did I walk in the right place?
It really was. I was like, this is not the menu.
Hang on. I have the app still downloaded, okay? I'm going through.
So unless it was just this one noodles that had a new
curious
menu.
if like a specific location does their own type of menu because of what's popular in that area.
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure.
Noodles being a typical food chain restaurant, they would be across the board.
Yeah.
I'm still searching, man.
Can't find that means it doesn't exist.
I swear they changed the menu and got rid of stuff. Like they don't have the butter noodles anymore, which was always popular.
I want to go to that location and be like, what the hell happened there? Because they definitely still have the penne rosa and the butter noodles. Like those were like super popular. You would not get rid of those. What?
I try going off the app and actually going onto their website and look at the menu.
Hang on.
Because who knows if the apps are always the most
accurate. Okay, hang on. Here we go. So they have tortelloni now. Oh, it's like
they brought that in.
Nope, Penny Rose is still there.
Okay, then I guess the one we went to.
It's a shitty noodles company, man.
I don't know, but I was like, the fuck is this?
But yeah, I noticed there's a lot of mushrooms, and like I guess I would say a good third of the dishes, and they're like the most popular ones, like the steak stroganoff and the Japanese pan noodles, the Penny
which
Rosa,
they still have.
Yeah, I think they brought mushrooms back to the Japanese pan noodles because even though a lot of people didn't want the mushrooms in there, I guess a lot of people missed it, so they put it back. So I remember that time where they're like, "Oh yeah, no more mushrooms. You have to make mushrooms anymore for the Japanese pan noodles. We're done. No one wants them anymore." I'm like, all right, cool. But then we'd still get people wanting to add mushrooms back to their orders, and I guess they complained about that because that's also like an upcharge too, like 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, they wanted them back. I'm like, all right, great. We have to make the smelly shiitake mushrooms again. So.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, mushrooms are so prevalent in a lot of Japanese cuisine.
Yeah, that I get. But like.
So, I mean, it makes sense for it to be in there.
Italian? You really have to? Like, oh my god, yeah, because
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at how much, mm-hmm. you do find mushrooms in a lot of, like, especially pasta dishes, because it is a very sturdy, meaty vegetable, fungi, whatever you want to label it.
Also, the truffle mac and cheese too that they still have. That's a mushroom. So, oh my god, that smell is so strong. And it's not a bad taste, but it's like too strong. Like, like we had to. Like we got a powder that we had to mix in with the cheese sauce, and it like filled the entire restaurant every time we made it. I would like say ahead of time, like, I'm sorry, guys, I have to make truffle cheese sauce. You might want to leave for a minute. It's just so strong.
Oh yeah, like we went to the Alamo, which is one of those movie theaters where you can get like food and all of these things. And one of the things they have is, if they still have it, it was truffle popcorn.
Okay.
It was popcorn with like truffle butter. And apparently, luckily, we caught it in time, but we were with a friend and he got the popcorn with the truffle butter. Jason got regular popcorn with regular butter. And they almost switched.
Oh no!
So they almost
gave Jason
the truffle butter popcorn, and luckily, just the smell was enough for him to be like, no.
That
sucks. Oh man!
Just the smell, because he's so hypersensitive that even just the smell, he was like, nope, get it away.
Yeah. So that sucks. Well, besides food, I know I would be, but would you guys be interested in taking psilocybin? Since this might be coming, it's actually, I think in Maryland, it's actually legal to take psilocybin. Like the psychoactive.
I don't even know what that is. What is it?
It's the active ingredient in magic mushrooms. So it's the hallucinogen that makes you trip and have that stuff. But here's the thing with psilocybin is like it's not like LSD. It's like apparently it makes you like life just looks more vibrant, and you see like
weird need for. I wouldn't do any of that just because I wouldn't see a purpose or a need for any of that.
Well, it also they've like done their recent studies. They were talking about this in the film I watched. It actually does help people with severe anxiety and depression. Okay. And it's like they actually like did studies on it and measured it, and I was just like, oh my, like that.
I'd rather just smoke some pot.
That's what I was saying. Like, I
want to try both, but
one in particular.
I think I'll just stick with just smoking pot.
I was all like, I don't think I need to hallucinate because I think that would make me more panic.
Yeah.
Because then you can't be like, no, get it out, stop it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'd at least be curious to try it at least once, like bucket list thing, at least before I die, try it once at least, Same with pot. Like I want to try it at least once, see what it's like for me. Yeah, I'd be terrified too. So
let's put it this way: if TFCon does go in Baltimore, there's going to be probably a lot of pot smoking. So if you ever want to try, probably be during TFCon in Baltimore. Because I can already guarantee you there's going to be a lot of smoking. It's going to be everywhere. Because I already know a few people who are probably going to be there. They're going to be smoking.
No, not saying names.
Yeah.
I think I should. I don't know. When it comes to that, I think I should try edibles. I think that'd be the best way to start, or like with the gummies or something. I don't know. Once it's legal in my state, there you go. It's legal in DC, but not in my state. So, not yet, at least. Even though we have dispensaries, it's still confusing. But sure.
But those would be with cards, medical cards, and things of that nature, versus it being for the public to just go and get it and that type of stuff. But anyway, ladies, we're at the end of the evening. Do any of you have any final words before we do our wrap up?
Oh, I should type that into the chat while you do the wrap up. The fantastic fungi. Here you go.
All right. Here we go.
There's a spoken podcast. They upload every Thursday. I think this one is actually going to be this one that just got uploaded is a good one because they actually talk about the cake I made Jason, and poor Tim K gets himself put into a corner.
Okay.
He backs himself into a corner over it. So just listen to it because it's a funny episode, and I'm actually featured on the picture that Jason always puts up with every episode.
Oh, like I'm the title card?
Yeah, the title card. I'm actually a part of that. So yeah, listen to them. There's also the Saturday night meetups. Don't know if he'll be doing one this Saturday, but yeah, just check them out.
I know.
Hello. So yeah, there's all my can we talk now? I mean, I can't. All of my social medias. There you go. I have a Patreon and my shop. Please feel free to check those out and support me. I also thank you, Chan. She said she'll check it out. I also do commissions for illustrations and logos and knit and crochet stuff. You'll be put on a waiting list though, just letting you know ahead of time because I still have like commissions right now. But feel free to reach out, and I'll organize something with you and move from there. Yeah, thank you.
You also got Shelf Gravy, Chan's show every other Wednesday to be able to watch them make goods, dioramas, things of that nature for collections, especially fitting for the topic we had today. Expand your collection, make it look better, prettier in displays and dioramas. Our outro music by Dust Mites. Listen to adult music wherever music streaming is available. You can various platforms they can go with. So if you have a favorite one, you can find it on there. You, of course, can find us on various social media. So if you have any questions or topic ideas, please feel free to reach out. We'll be happy to discuss those things on any of our shows. Outside of that, we hope you all have a wonderful Thursday evening, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.